Yeah, hello and welcome everybody. Dear students of Cairo International School, here is our new session with Aim High 4, Unit 2, Adventure, and hope you will enjoy our session today. Let's learn about the title of the unit. It's Unit 2, Adventure, so open your students' book on pages 12 and 13. And again, before we start dealing with Unit 2, I would like to remind you about a very important thing, which is whenever we deal with the information found in this unit, hope you remember what I've talked to you about regarding the semantics and the pragmatics of language, so that we will learn about how to use the words and the structures included in this unit to enrich our English language. First, let's start our session with being introduced to the new vocab included in Unit 2 entitled Adventure. Number one, the word brave, and brave is an adjective which means showing no fear, showing no fear. Here is an example. Muhammad is a very much brave and strong-hearted. Muhammad is very much brave and strong-hearted. Also, we have so many synonyms for the word brave, like plucky, audacious, just to name a few. Now let's move to the second one, frequently. And frequently is mainly derived from the adjective frequent. Frequently equals the adverb often, or often in American language. Let's learn about how to use this word in an example. The buses run less frequently on Friday. The buses run less frequently on Friday. Then we have the word expedition. Expedition. Expedition means an organized journey. An organized journey. And if you would like to use a preposition before the word expedition, we should say on. Because if we are going to talk about journeys in general, the words meaning journeys, trips, flights, expeditions should be preceded by the preposition on. Read the example. We are going on a shopping expedition. We are going on a shopping expedition. Also, expedition is used to refer to a journey. We are going to go on to explore something new about some places. Let's move to the next one, explorer. Explorer, and it's a noun derived from the verb explore. Explore means to go to a new place to find out what's new there. So an explorer is someone who travels to places to find out what is there. Let's read an example. The explorer traveled to New Guinea last year. The explorer traveled to New Guinea last year. Now let's move to the next one, mission. Mission. Mission, a job someone is sent to do or is entrusted to carry out. Like the example, the commander, and it's a military rank by the way, the commander will travel on a mission. The commander will travel on a mission. Don't say in a mission. The commander will travel on a mission. Regarding the prepositions used with the word mission, I can also say he's a man with a mission. Again, he's a man with a mission. He's a man with a mission. Let's move to the other word, which is experience. Experience. And we are going to talk about it here differently. In most cases, we use experience as a noun to show something difficult we have tried. But here, we are going to talk about experience, which means to try something difficult or try something new. Like when I say, we experienced a lot of difficulty. We experienced a lot of difficulty, for example, in the project. Then we have the preposition unlike. Unlike, which means different from. Like when I say, unlike his brothers, he's a very good man. Unlike his brothers, he's a very good man. Same like here, he is unlike his elder brother who is wise. He is unlike his elder brother who is wise. Now let's move to the next slide. We have the phrasal verb set off. Set off. Set off means to start a journey. If you are going to start doing something or traveling somewhere, I say I will set off for. Don't say set off to. I will set off for Alexandria. I will set off for London. Like when I say the team will set off for London tomorrow. The team will set off for London tomorrow. The next word is enormous. Enormous. Again, enormous, which means extremely large. Extremely large. Same like colossal, same like voluminous, same like giant. Let's take it in an example. Wow, the car is enormous. Wow, the car is enormous, which means very large. The next word is scorch. Scorch. Scorch means to cause to change something in color because of heat. Like, for example, if you are ironing a shirt or a t-shirt and then you used strong heat to iron it, sometimes the color changes. Like that, I will say you scorched the t-shirt. You scorched the t-shirt. If you're going to talk about the desert, you know, the desert is a place that is exposed to the strong heat of the sun. So I can say the scorching desert. The scorching desert. So scorch here as a verb means to burn something and change its color. Let's read the example. He scorched the t-shirt while ironing it. He scorched the t-shirt while ironing it. The next word is dense. Dense, and it's an adjective, means thick, thick. This is the most common meaning for the word dense. But also if you are going to describe a stupid person, you will say he's a dense person. Dense person means stupid person. Let's read the examples. Number one, they went through the dense desert. They went through the dense desert. So here dense is used with what means thick, thick. But I've told you that we can use it with what means stupid. Like when I say here, we have some dense people in the company. We have some dense people in the company. The next word is self-esteem. And by the way, it's a compound word because it's formed from the use of two words, self and esteem. Esteem means appreciation, appreciation. If you appreciate somebody, you make him feel that he has esteem. Self-esteem means belief and confidence in your abilities. It means belief and confidence in your abilities. Let's read the example. He suffers from low self-esteem. He suffers from low self-esteem. Now let's move to the next word. Solo. Solo. Solo can either be used as an adjective or as an adverb. Solo. The core of the meaning of this word is alone. Alone. Like when I say, I will go on a solo journey. I will go on a solo journey. But I can say, I performed the play solo. I performed the play solo, which means alone and without other people. Let's read the example. James went on a solo adventure. So solo here comes before the noun adventure. So it's used here as an adjective. James went on a solo adventure. Let's read the other example where it is used as an adverb. Like when I say, he performed the overture solo. He performed the overture solo. By the way, the word overture means a piece of music that is run before the main piece of music that should be heard by people. Okay? Now let's move to the next word, hardship. hardship. And hardship is a noun, which means difficult and unpleasant conditions. The word hardship has so many equivalents like hindrance, obstacle, hindrance, and obstacle. And they can both be used with the same meaning. Let's read the example. We met many hardships during the last project. We met many hardships during the last time. Okay? Now let's move to the next slide. Here we have another word, which is civil war. Civil war. Civil war refers to the fight or the warring parties who live at the same place or in the same country. So when some people who live in the same place or the same country fight one another, so this is called civil war. Let's read the definition. It's the war fought by people living in the same place. Like when I say, Spain sustained losses owing to civil war in the 1930s. Spain sustained losses owing to civil war in the 30s or in the 1930s. The next word is kidnap. Kidnap means to take someone away. Pay attention again, to take somebody or someone away. But if you are going to talk about airplanes, for example, I cannot say kidnap an airplane. I should say hijack an airplane. So kidnap is mainly referring to people, which means to take a person away illegally and by force. Like when I say the woman was kidnapped by insurgents. Insurgents. Insurgents means people who fight against their governments. Okay, again, the woman was kidnapped by insurgents. Now let's move to the next word, which is base. Base. Base is multi-meaning. Here in the lesson it's used with what means the main place where people gather together. Also, it has the meaning bottom, and it can be used with what means the main part. Now let's read the example. She was kidnapped to the gang's base. She was kidnapped to the gang's base. Gang means a group of people who do some illegal work. Like stealing, robbing, assassinating people or something like that. Those are called gangs. I mean, if some people are outlaw and work together, they're called a gang. The next word is a verb which means flee. Flee means to escape by running away. And it's an irregular verb. The second and the third conjugation from this verb are fled, fled. Let's take an example. The hostage fled at night. The meaning of the word hostage, if somebody remains in custody by force, so he's called the hostage. Again, if somebody is kidnapped and put in custody by force or under weapon threats, okay, this is called a hostage. Here the example says, the hostage fled at night. Now, let's move to the word border. Border means the line that divides one country from another. Here is an example. We crossed the borders between France and Belgium. The next word is solo, and we talked about it. So it's repetitive here. And hardship also is repetitive, and we talked about it in the last slide. Let's move to the next slide. We have put somebody off. Put somebody off. The original meaning of the phrasal verb put off means to delay or to delay something. Like when I say, next Friday's journey will be put off. Okay? Next Friday's journey will be put off. But put off here is used with a new meaning. If you put somebody off, it means you prevent or stop him from doing something. So if I say put somebody off, means to stop someone from doing something. Like when I say, Andy was put off playing football long ago. Andy was put off playing football long ago, which means Andy was stopped from or was prevented from playing football. And pay attention here, it is used in the passive voice and it should be followed by gerund. The next word is valuable, and valuable has two main meanings we have to learn about. The first one is important. If you're talking about the importance of something, you say valuable, like when I say a valuable project, valuable notice. Also, if you're talking about something relating to money or something that's worth a lot of money, okay, I should say it's a valuable mobile, it's a valuable car. Now let's read an example. I learned a valuable lesson from the dilemma. Dilemma means a difficult situation. Dilemma means a difficult situation. Like when I say, I learned a valuable lesson. So, according to the semantics of language here, we learned that valuable means important. Important. Now let's move to the next word, which is destination, means the place you are traveling to. The place you are traveling to or you are going to. Like when I say, I'm traveling from Cairo to Alexandria, so Alexandria is going to be my destination. Like when I say, here, let's read the example, let's read the definition together. The place where someone is going. The place where someone is going is called destination. Here, Alexandria is our final destination. Alexandria is our final destination. Now let's move to the next word, waterway. Waterway means any stream, any water stream, like a river, a canal, okay? Here, a waterway is a narrow area of water such as a river or a canal, such as a river or a canal. Read the example. He fled across the waterways in the forest. He fled across the waterways in the forest. The next word is canoe. Canoe. Let me remind you about the word canoe. Canoe is a narrow boat, and it's pointed at both edges. It's pointed at both edges. Okay. So the definition here for the word canoe is a small, narrow boat pointed at both edges. Let's read the example. And by the way, canoe here is going to be used as a verb. Like when I say, I canoed my way across the river Thames. I canoed my way across the river Thames, which means I used the canoe to go through the river Thames or to cut through the river Thames. Unexplored, and it's a compound adjective coming from the verb explore. Unexplored means not visited and discovered yet. Read the example. We traveled to unexplored areas in China. We traveled to unexplored areas in China. Then we have the adjective accomplished, and pay attention because here you can easily be tricked. We all know that the word accomplish means to achieve or fulfill. Like when I say, what I dream of is to accomplish my lifetime projects. What I dream of is to accomplish my lifetime project. But accomplished here means skillful or adroit person. If a person is very much clever at doing something, I say he's an accomplished person. accomplished person. Like when I say here, Sheila is an accomplished writer. Sheila is an accomplished writer. Now let's move to the next slide. Now let's learn about words and derivatives so as to learn about some derived words from the words included in this unit. We have the word adventure, and we all know that adventure means a thrilling work or something that is marked by excitement and amazement to people who do it. The adjective from the noun adventure is adventurous. Adventurous. And dear students, please care about the stress, because to pronounce or to utter a very good English, you have to care about the stress, because you all know that the words in English are multi-syllable. Sometimes the word has one syllable, and sometimes we may find more than 2 or 3 syllables at one word, same like this one, adventurous. So, if you have a 3-syllable word, you stress the last syllable. Like when I say adventurous, adventurous trip, adventurous, the adjective from the word adventure. Then we have the word mission. Mission, and I've told you, mission means a job somebody is entrusted to do or is sent to do. Mission. Okay, we have a word derived from the word mission. It's called missionary, or in American English, missionary. Missionary. Missionary mainly is a person who studies religion and is negotiated by a corporation to go somewhere to tell people about their religion. Like when I say Al-Azhar University has sent some missionaries to South Africa to tell them about Islam, for example. Missionary, like when I say missionary work, missionary work. Now let's go to the word esteem, and I told you esteem means to venerate or to show the due honor and respect to somebody. We have an adjective derived from this one, which is esteemable. And by the way, esteemable is not used with persons. It's used with things. Esteemable. Praised. Very much praised. Like when I say, what an esteemable book. What an esteemable poetry. Esteemable poetry, which means very much appreciated or highly appreciated by people. But I cannot say esteemable person. Okay? The other word is dense. 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 Let me tell you about something related to pronunciation. If a word ends in SE, for example, and the SE is preceded by a consonant, so it's better to pronounce it like TS. Like when I say else, don't say else. Dense. Don't say dense. 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 Dense is an adjective and it means thick. There is a noun derived from the word dense, which is density. Density. Like when I say population density. Population density. Like when I say Egypt is marked by population density. Now let's move to the word civil. Civil is an adjective and it's related to life in the city. Life in the city, not in the village. Okay? Civil. Civil. It's an adjective. We have so many words derived from this word. Like civilized. Civilized. I mean marked by superiority. Superiority. A civilized country is a country in which people show superiority, show loftiness, show that they are superior and have awareness. So civilized means marked by civilization. Also we have the word civilian, civilian, and civilian is a noun. That's why I preceded here the word civilian with the indefinite article a. A civilian, a person who is not a military man or working in the police. Okay, like when I say a teacher is a civilian. A teacher is a civilian, and it refers to all people who do some jobs which are not related to the army or the police. Then we have the word accomplish, and I've told you that accomplish means to fulfill or achieve. The noun from this word is accomplishment. Accomplishment means achievement or carrying out. Accomplishment means achievement or carrying out. Then we have the word respect. Respect. Respect means when you show veneration and when you show honor to somebody. Like when I say, we all should show respect for our parents. We all should show respect for our parents. From respect, we have the word respectable, respectable. Like when I say he's a respectable man. And by the way, let me tell you, it's better to use respectable always attributively, not predictively. I mean attributively, it's better to use it before a noun. It's better to use it before a noun. A respectable man, a respectable woman. Okay? Now let's move to the next slide. Here we are going to learn about some prepositions used with some words that have been mentioned within context, like the word plenty of. Plenty of. There is a very important notice regarding the use of the word plenty. Plenty can either be used with countable or uncountable nouns. Like here, I say, he has plenty of knowledge. He has plenty of knowledge. But I can say, he has plenty of books. He has plenty of books. What if I want to use there? I should say, there is plenty of knowledge. There is plenty of knowledge. But if I want to use there here, I should say, there are plenty of books. There are plenty of books. Because if we would like to talk about subject-verb agreement here, the verb used with plenty depends on the noun that comes after it. Now let's learn the difference between at the age and in the age. If you say at the age, you are referring to the age of somebody. Like when I say, he died at the age of 93. He died at the age of 93. But here, if you want to say in the age, you mean you are referring to era or the time in which you are living. Like when I say, we live in the age of technology, but I cannot say we live at the age of technology. As I previously mentioned at the very beginning of the lesson, if you are going to use a preposition with the word journey, trip, expedition, you have to use the preposition on. Don't say in. So here, we will go on a journey, we will go on a trip. Also, if you would like to use a preposition with the word adventure, you have to use on. Like when I say, he's on an adventure. He's on an adventure. Also, we have the word go off, to leave for some time, to leave for some time. Like when I say, the family knows I go off for months. Pay attention here, I didn't say months because it's a common mistake. If a noun ends in just th, you say month. But if it is plural, you should say months. Don't pronounce the th, just pronounce the s. The first meaning for go off is to leave for a place for some time. Like when I say, again, the family knows I go off for months. But here means, go off here means if something happens and passes peacefully or violently, I say go off. Like when I say, I think the match will go off peacefully. I think the match will go off peacefully. Means will happen and ends peacefully. Now we have to be presented with. To be presented with. To be presented with means to be given a prize. To be given a prize. Like when I say, she was presented with many awards, which means she was given. So, to be presented with equals to be given something. Like when I say, I was presented with a new wristwatch. I was presented with a new wristwatch. The word planet, and according to the pragmatics of language, as we have talked about pragmatics before, if you are going to use a phrase or a sentence or a clause within context, sometimes some phrases or some clauses may have a connotation or may show some kind of allusion within it. Here, so many on the planet. I'm not talking about planets in general. So, by using on the planet, I refer to planet Earth. So I should say on the planet. Like when I say so many people or so many on the planet are careless. Are careless. Now let's move to some words and their usage. Number one, the word civil, and I've told you that the word civil, it refers to the lifestyle which is apart from village or rural life. Like when I say, Uganda suffered civil war. Uganda suffered civil war. The second example, Sam is a civilian, and I've told you before, a civilian is a person who has nothing to do with military or police jobs. The third one is civility. Civility. Civility means politeness, by the way. Civility means politeness. Like when I say, she greeted me with civility. She greeted me with civility. Now let's move to the second word, which is respect. Respect. And let me remind you that it can either be used as a verb or a noun. Here, example number one, Muhammad is a respectable man. And we talked about respectable, which means a person who is polite by nature. Respectable man. Number two is the adjective derived from the verb respect, which is respected. And it should be for a purpose. And let me tell you that it's better to use the word respected predicatively. Predicatively means after the main verb. Like when I say he's highly respected for. He's respected for a purpose. But I cannot say he is respectable for. If I want to talk about respectable, I mean he's polite by nature. But if you're going to use the word respected, respected means that somebody is very much honored and venerated due to doing something. Like when I say again, he's highly respected for his deft. Deft means cleverness. Or sorry, clever. He's highly respected for his deft writing. I mean clever writing. Now let's move to alone. Alone, because sometimes we feel confused if we want to make a differentiation between, or if we want to understand the difference between alone and lonely. Alone means without people. Alone means without people. And by the way, it can either be used as an adjective or an adverb. Here, in this example, it's used as an adverb because it came after the main verb. Like when I say, she decided to climb the mountain alone. Alone means without the help of anybody. Without anybody. But what about lonely? Lonely also, lonely is an adjective. But it talks about being unhappy because you are alone. Being unhappy. Being unhappy. So it includes both feeling and the state. Like when I say, she got lonely or she's lonely, so she was depressed. She got lonely, so she was depressed. That's why sometimes if some people want to show their sadness because they don't have somebody to communicate with, I should say, I'm lonely, or I feel lonely. But I cannot say I feel alone, because alone talking about only doing something without people. But lonely includes both feelings and state of loneliness. The third one is unlike, and unlike, by the way, is a preposition, and it means different from, and we have talked about it previously at the beginning of the lesson. So let's learn about some words derived from the word like. The first one is likely, likely. And it's a structure, by the way, to be likely to, which means is possibly to. Like when I say the train is likely to reach London by midnight. The train is likely to. For example, I'm likely to visit my friend in the evening. I'm likely to. Sheila is likely to arrive soon. Now let's go to likewise. 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 Ali bought a car, likewise I did, which means I did the same as Ali. My brother is intelligent, likewise my nephew is. My brother is intelligent, likewise my nephew is. Likewise, the same. Another example, alike. Alike means similar, similar, similar. Like when I say the two children look alike in everything. The two children look alike in everything. Okay, now let's move to the next slide. Now we will learn about the sports ending in ing and used with go. And by the way, if we are going to talk about this year like that, we are going to talk about collocations. Collocations. Most sports ending in ing are used with go. Like when I say to go swimming. Okay? To go swimming. The second one, to go mount climbing. If you go to climb a mountain, I say I go mount climbing. Another one, go hiking, to walk for a long time. But I cannot say go walking, by the way. I say go for a walk. But I say go hiking. I say go for a ride. If you would like to go on a drive with your car, for example, you say I'll go for a ride. But I cannot say go riding. Here I say go hiking, to walk for a long time, but I cannot say go walking. Then we have go sailing, go sailing. And the final one is go snorkeling. If you have decided to dive deep in waters like that, in water, you go snorkeling, you go scuba diving. Snorkeling, if you use a snorkel and just you dived on the surface of water. But if you go deep, you say go scuba diving. But pay attention, if you are talking about some sports relating to the strength of the body, like weightlifting, I don't say go weightlifting, I say do weightlifting, okay? But if you are going to talk about I mean the sports related to movements, you say go swimming, again, go mountain climbing, go hiking, go sailing, go snorkeling. Those are the sports ending in ing and used with go. So, but I cannot say go weightlifting. I should say do weightlifting. Now let's have some exercises to enrich our knowledge about the vocab mentioned in this unit. Number one, Dr. Ali is a man, gap, a mission. He's dedicated to the project. Dr. Ali is a man, gap, a mission. He's dedicated, very much loyal to the project. So shall I say on, with, at, by? Some people may ask, you have told us that mission takes on. Yeah, that's correct, but I've told you it depends on the context in which it is used. So, what do you think the corrective preposition to be used here is? Right? It's going to be with. I say a man with a mission. A man with a mission. Two, Gap his friends. He's accomplished and adroit. Adroit, I've told you that adroit means clever. Is it likely? Likewise. Unlike, likable. Yeah, very good. Unlike, which means different from. Number 3, some places are still gapped by man. Here I have to identify the correct derivative to be used to complete the context of the sentence. Yeah, very good. Unexplored, unexplored. Excellent. Now let's move to the next slide. 4, they're going to set gap for London soon. They're going to set gap for London soon. Very good. Set off, which means to start a journey. Number 5, successful people always cherish. Cherish means to love something a lot or to care about something very much. Like when I say successful people always cherish their self. Yeah, very good. Self-esteem. Number 6, the general, and it's a military rank by the way, the general went gap a mission near the border with the enemy. Near the border with the enemy. The general went, excellent, on a mission. On a mission. Nice. Very good. Now let's move to the next slide. They went on a gap to explore the deserted manor house. A manor house, by the way, is the house surrounded by vegetation. Surrounded by vegetation. Or it may be located inside a rainforest. Or inside a forest, a dense forest. They went on a picnic, expedition, hangout, seminar. Excellent. Expedition. Number 8, I was gap going scuba diving due to vertebral column pain. Vertebral column means the bones found in our back. Yeah, I was put off, which means I was stopped scuba diving. Number 9, the victim. Victim was gap from the perimeter of the Louvre Museum. Perimeter, the area surrounding a building. Perimeter, the area surrounding a building. The victim was gap from the perimeter of the Louvre Museum. Very good. Was kidnapped, because hijacked is only used with airplanes, vehicles, like what I say, they hijacked the vehicle, they hijacked a plane. Number 10, James is totally gap for his incisive. Incisive means very much precise. Writings in politics. Very good. Respected, because here James is respected for a purpose, right? 11, have you ever gapped this unbearable ache in the neck? Ache means pain. Unbearable means a pain that you cannot endure. Very good. Experience it. The other one, I think there gap plenty of books on the racks. I think there gap plenty of books on the rack. Excellent. There are, because here we have books. Guys, thank you very much for paying attention to today's session, and I hope it has added something new to you. My heartfelt greetings, and I do wish you all Godspeed. Thank you very much.